slowing down. The growth will slow. Okay, Singapore will also be impacted, right? Once US got into problem. This one. There could be serious financial epidemic. Okay, I've talked about epidemic. This is not only physical, about health epidemic, but also financial epidemic. Right? That means it's affecting and start spreading from one country to another. Just like if you remember the 1997, right? Financial crisis in Asia. Okay, there could be something similar, but this time when it's impact, it could even be worse. Why? Because last time was only restricted to Asia. Okay, started from Bangkok, Thailand, then spread to Indonesia and so on, then to Korea. So the whole Asia all got impacted. But this time, this serious financial epidemic, it may ultimately rattle the whole world. Okay. So this is going to be serious. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it will not happen. Right? But just watch out, be very careful. And the volatility will still continue. Don't think that, you know, in 2007 the volatility is there. 2008 will be better. No. Okay. Volatility will still continue, especially in the stock and financial markets. Financial markets will include currency, commodities, the bonds, and so on. Okay. So all markets will be impacted. And most stock markets in the bear market phase. If you look at this, already, I think all of you can see that it's in the, and most people say stocks are going down. Okay, and then there will also, the financial markets will be rattled. That include commodities, currency, especially currency. Just watch out. Be very careful. Okay. And this year, rattled environment. I mentioned just now, because of the earth on top, water below, heaven trying to destroy the earth. So natural disasters, there will be serious natural disasters. Okay. Actually, if you look at it, it already started in China. Okay, it started a bit earlier than the New Year. You see the snowstorm that happened in China, right? It caused a lot of damage. People cannot go back to their hometown for the Chinese New Year, right? So it already started. Related to earth, fire, and water. Okay. The snowstorm is actually related to water, right? Because the snow actually is water. It's a form of water. Again, there could be possible outbreak of serious epidemic that affect, again, the respiratory, bird flu, SARS type of, that affects the lungs, the breathing, and so on. Digestive also, same thing. And this time include the urinary system. That means your kidneys, the bladder, and so on. So just watch out, take care of your health. Okay, the rated south. Just now I mentioned, right? The south is the worst in this year. It is the worst. Okay, and expect the not so pleasant happenings in the southern part. Southern part of what? Of some countries. Not all countries, but some countries, or most countries. The southern part will be impacted. Okay. Or the capital and administrative offices located in the south. Right? Thailand, Singapore's administration is in the south. Okay? And southern hemisphere. Right? That is all happening now. Right? Singapore, of all things, we found what? A fugitive Okay, we are very, very well known for our security and so on. And what happened? How such thing could happen? Okay, right? Because our administrative office is in the south. Things happen in the south, not very good. Okay, those in the south, right? So, Southern Hemisphere, I think you know that the South America, okay, they're having some problem, Colombia and all that. Okay, all these are in the Southern Hemisphere. Okay, so expect more problems in the south, to include Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, right? South Africa. So there will be countries in this area having more problems. Next one is what they call the ratted plans. Your plans will be ratted. Whatever you plan for this year, okay, what will happen? Most plans that seem excellent may not achieve the intended results upon execution. Right? Chinese, there's a very good saying. Say what? 人算不如天算. What you have planned, what you have calculated, you cannot fight with the heaven. Okay? You may think everything will work very well, everything will come, problems will be resolved, but heaven will not help you. Okay? So watch out, be careful of all this. Right? So sometimes you look at plans, they seem to be doing well, but once you try to execute, you cannot get the results you want. Okay? Right? One very good example you will see would be the US. Okay. Right. Now, US, the Federal Reserve. How many of you would think that the Federal Reserve is going to reduce the interest rate? I think it's a March 18 or 19, which they in the next meet. Okay, or even could be even before. Going to drop their interest rate, cut their interest rate. I'm sure, how many of you think that the interest rate will come down? Just show your hands, please. Okay, right? Thanks. Probably they will drop. And they are dropping the interest rates for what purpose? Trying to solve their problem, their credit problem, their subprime problem. Okay? Right. But I can bet you 100% that you will not solve the problem. Okay? So if you think that after the interest rates drop, things are going to be better, stock market is going to move up and things like that, just be very careful. Mark my words, okay? Right? It may go up, the stock markets may go up, but maybe only temporarily. Right? So just be very careful of this. If you see that after the Federal Reserve reduce the interest rates, market move up, you better take profit and go. Okay, be very fast, right? It may move up for a short period and it will come down. Just watch. Ratted leaders. Why the ratted leaders? Okay. Most political and business leaders continue to face more serious problems. With economies, with problems, with terrorism, with wars, with conflicts. The political leaders sure have problem, right? Headache for them. Even now, you say, just now Michael was mentioning about the Malaysian election. Okay, big problem for the Prime Minister, Abdullah Badawi, correct? So, these leaders, these are political leaders. What about business leaders? Okay. Same thing. Those companies, like for example, Bank of America, okay, what else? Merrill Lynch, all these companies, what happened? The leaders will have to go. New leaders come in to take care of what? You don't know what kind of, maybe a closet full of skeletons, right? How to solve the problem. New leaders coming in, whether it's Obama or Hillary Clinton or McCain, right? When they get and control the US, big